people, we the people would like you to know that wherever you go, we're right by your side.
I'm Derek Butler, and welcome to the first episode of We the People. As an educator, you meet a myriad of people and are exposed to many situations that you're unsure of even how to address or fix. While some teachers are disenchanted by this, many take that leap of faith and they go out on a limb and they go above and beyond to ensure that they make that transformational change, not only in their students' lives, but anybody who comes into the school or their classroom. In her 2013 TED Talk, renowned educator Rita Pierson explained how this can happen.
How powerful would our world be if we had kids who were not afraid to take risks, who were not afraid to think, and who had a champion? Every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best that they can possibly be.
When we do all the good that we can, in all the ways that we can, for all the people we can, for as long as we can, transformational change happens. This is one of the famous quotes of Hillary Clinton in her 2016 campaign when she was explaining the work that she had done for children throughout her career. Ordinary citizens can be champions of anyone. Oftentimes we look to individuals who have large sums of money, who have these immaculate skills and do great things. But in actuality, it's those individuals who utilize what they have to be champions for all. I sat down and talked with Cory and Joseph. Cory, a high school assistant principal, decided to take action when he was approached by Joseph Hill, who was a homeless high school dropout who was looking to make some changes in his life. Here's our conversation.
Well, my name is Joseph E. Hill. I'm from West Garfield Park, and I'm 19 years old. I never had people in my life that always motivated me. It's like every time I would look up, it was something negative. Everyone pointed out the negative, but no one pointed out the positive. And I used to sit in my room late night and just think to myself, maybe if I remove myself from this situation, things would get better, you know? I did some things that I'm not proud of, you know? Everyone has a past. And I went through some trials and tribulations that I had to overcome. I was homeless for a while, and I was each and every day I'm wondering, how am I gonna eat? Where am I gonna sleep? You know, how am I gonna get these clothes that I need? Or I need to get back in school. What school am I is going to accept me? You know. So
as a assistant principal, at Urban Prep Charter Academy, I was in the building doing what I normally do, and one day Joseph Hill walked into the building. He eventually got around to me, and as I spoke to him, realized that he was a former student of the school, and he had returned. And to his surprise, we had new principals, new assistant principals, and that's how I met him.
I literally remember that moment, second for second. I was at the skate park, and I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, I think it's time. Like something. It wasn't my voice. Just something was like, it's time. I skated all the way to the school. Once I got there, I stood outside the school and I just looked, and I was like, am I sure? Am I sure that I'm ready to take on this challenge this time?
Here's this guy walking into the building, said he really, I guess the interesting conversation was that he wanted to change his life around. My first impressions were just like they would with anyone, right? These are just words that someone's saying to me, right? So I had to kind of discern whether or not this person really wanted to change his life. So really, he was kind of going through like a interview in a sense.
They like, oh yeah, this is good. This is Mr. Kane. How are you? He's shaking my hand. I'm looking at him like, who are you?
Sat down, we had these conversations, and then he got kind of, I guess his conversation became a little more pointed towards, him being better. He had to convince me, he had to convince the counselor, because I believe in a school, full of multiple people, he grabbed the ear of two people who really believe in change and believe in, becoming agents of change. So we wanted to, in a sense, kind of help him get to where he wanted to get.
And just like when I met Cory, he started telling me and he told me you always point out the negative that you do. what positive have you done? And he made me look at everything in a whole different perspective. I was going through some things, and I was trying to get a job. And I talked to Cory. I was like, Cory, I really need a job. Could you help me? And he was like, what do you want me to do? I can't get you hired. I'm like, I need a phone so they can get in contact with me. He was like, oh, you need a phone. He was like, okay, sure. He was like, and that's when and this what leads back to what I said prior. He told me it was an investment. No matter what, even the smallest thing, just by him giving me that phone, now I have a job where I live, you know? So like, I should never be late for work. All I have to do is go downstairs. So thankfully, by Cory getting me that phone, it opened up doors, you know? And I greatly appreciate that investment. Don't get me wrong, where I'm at now, I'm still not completely where I wanna be. It was a struggle. It was a really, really, really hard struggle because as I once said, when things like, when I'm not used to certain things, I run away. I used to do childish things and just run away. Like, Cory, he set up an interview for me to get me where I'm at now, you know, and I missed it. I was thinking to myself like, oh, he's gonna hate me. He's gonna hate me. But when I saw him, he didn't. He just told me, he was like, I'm disappointed, yeah, that you didn't go. But how are you gonna fix it? I'm gonna start being serious, because I feel like at first I was taking things serious, but not as serious as I was supposed to. So now I got to the realization of it's my life, you know? This is my life that I have to deal with. So I need to make the best of it that I can, you know? The type of person I was is that I was just trying to get by. And now it's to the point where, Cory has me to the point where I'm trying to exceed that, you know? In order for you to get here, you have to come from here, you know? And it goes back to what he said about the race and the finish line. Like, if your finish line is, if you make it to that finish line, push it further, you know? Push it further than that. You know, you wanna exceed the maximum standard.
I think a champion is someone who utilizes what they already have, in a sense, to assist someone else.
By being that champion, you get such a great reward to me, you know?
It could seem like, okay, Cory's doing all these things for Joseph, right? But it's back and forth type thing, right? Because I needed Joseph to do better, right? Selfishly for myself, but also for him as well, right? Things have gotten better. I mean, let's start very simple. No place to live, now his own apartment. No job, got a job. Not in school, about to graduate. Like, all these things didn't come about, right? And that was for him. But for me, I think any champion, right, needs that fed back to them to continually help other people, and just knowing that it wasn't in vain, I guess.
I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking about my future, my goals, my everything, you know, how am I gonna take care of myself when I get old, you know? My ultimate dream is to become a sous chef.
I hope that this story inspired you, just as it did me, to be a champion for someone else. This year, we must be about action and about serving youth wherever we are. They need us now more than ever. As we heard, we don't have to have superpowers to be champions. Utilize what you have. Share with us your championship story on social media. Follow us on Facebook or Twitter at BeHopefulPeople. I would love to hear from you and follow up. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, let's be hopeful, people. Peace.